what I just said in that video that I just recorded, I'll tack it onto the beginning of this. Yeah, it really hit me that it's so easy to be using an unfair scorecard. And I considered all of the work I've put in. I mean, there's this book here called Atomic Habits. I mean, I've got pages and pages of notes like that. I studied this book properly, and in my very first line, I don't know if you'll even be able to see it, I wrote there, can you see that? There's a 1 degree shift, and then the ice melts, right? Maybe you can't see that. And I just read this page here. I mean, you can see how much I studied this book. And you need to cross the valley of disappointment. There's like you can be putting so much work in to something, which I've been doing, investing in all of these courses, and you see no results, and you think maybe that you're just going nowhere fast. And if you have a limiting belief, I found within you, that psycho-cybernetics helped me to see, yes, you can be going nowhere fast. But if that limiting belief is gone and you are putting work in, then yeah, there can be a moment where the ice just melts and you cross that valley of disappointment. You've been putting all your work in, and I'll see if I can get this book, see if I can find it. And you have a win. Where is that book? You have that win, and then this kicks in, the winner effect. This guy talks about it. Yeah, really, really key. And then I looked at these other books I've studied. I mean, so many, like, take for example this book here. This guy, he's a really smart guy, this guy. Like, I don't want to sound like a blowhard here, like I'm blowing my own trumpet, but I don't know how many people, you know, there are a few books I'd say that are worth going into this much detail, taking these many notes, but that was worth it, that book. This book was worth it because of the work I'm involved in. Again, this book here, I mean, so much work I've put into really trying to learn. So yeah, I just reflected on, for 20 minutes, reading through some of those notes, and came across that gem there by James Clear, that assuming that your limiting beliefs, you're not being held back, blocked by something like a brutal limiting belief. It may be that you just do have to cross that valley of disappointment. And you're putting work in and work in and work in and seeing no results. I mean, you've got to be honest with yourself whether you are actually putting effective work in, of course, and whether the plan that you have is effective. But yeah, that's my hope, is that I'm really taking action. I'm learning to develop the skills that I do need to develop. I've invested in a course which is like a form of mentoring, if you will. And yeah, I've got to have faith that to keep stepping forward, keep pushing forward. I look back at how far I've come. I've come a long way. As I read the notes in this book here, which, you know, as I say, I mean, just look at those notes I've made. I mean, that's somebody who cares, you know, about, and notes throughout this book. But as I looked in through the notes and that, I realized that the information product I'm developing has been massively helped by all of this work. It's not all been done for nothing. It's all contributed to helping me learn more and develop the product. And I really am passionate about this product I'm developing. I want to help 1 million people to break free from a body that they hate. And yeah, I think it's important to visualize that. I need to write that vision down. In fact, I've got some post-it notes here, and I've been saying that I'm going to do this. It's one of those things I've been meaning to do for weeks. Here we go. This is something I should have done weeks ago, and I've done it before, but I'm going to take these post-it notes here, and I'm going to write down my goal, my vision, what I want and why, and put it on my bathroom mirror. what is my goal, my financial goal, monthly income. Iman Gadji, you'll hear me refer to him a lot, and in one way I cringe doing that. He's a lot younger than me. I don't want to sound like a fanboy, but what can I say? If you resonate with someone and they inspire you, then, you know, and you're going to take their advice and implement it, then of course you're going to refer to them a lot. And he has been a massive, massive help to me. I got to meet him a couple of times. He came to Fitzrovia in London and did like a meet-up, and I spoke to him very briefly. I gave him a book that probably he didn't appreciate very much, know what I know now, but it was given in good faith, and I hope that, yeah, anyway. And then, I met him in the middle of his marathon. It's not a good time to approach him really, but just wanted to say thank you and offered to help. It was a bit cringe actually, but these things happen. I'm sure it doesn't really matter anyway. So yeah, I'm going to write down this goal, and I've come far. I've studied some good books. I'm going to go to the gym now, write down this goal, go to the gym and do one more work block, unless it's going to kill me to do that, and call it a day. It's so important to recognize how far we've come.